Welcome back. It is Tuesday, July 18th, and the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way, including two Dinger Tuesday plays that we really like. Two players to hit a home run. Either way, my name's Austin, joined by our friend Logan. Let's recap yesterday, a 1-2 day, but I'm feeling like some good momentum's about to come on the channel thanks to our man Shohei Ohtani, who absolutely crushed his bases line, ended up with a single, double, and a homer. Mookie Betts, if you are following me on Twitter, you would see he got thrown out at second trying to stretch a single into a double. It was about by a quarter of a second. It was frustrating because I honestly think he was safe, but they didn't review it. And then Logan Webb, Logan's pick, over 2.5 earned runs. Won't really ever know if he'll come out again for another inning. It obviously was a rain delay. If you took the bet, you see it has not been graded just yet. Well, anticipating once that game restarts about in the seventh inning or whatever, and after the rain delay later on today at like 5:40 p.m., it'll probably be graded as a loss there because Webb's not coming out again. But either way, I'm feeling some good momentum. Feel like we should have gone 2-0 on base props yesterday, and I got another base prop, and we're starting with the guy that helped us out yesterday, and we're going to Shohei Ohtani. And I'm taking his over 1.5 bases, currently plus 100 on DraftKings. This was plus 110 when I went to bed. I wouldn't be surprised by the time the first pitch is right around minus 120, minus 125. Probably wouldn't play it above minus 120. And as I always try to say, and I will say this even more importantly today, don't play this on FanDuel if you can. Now, once they release lineups and you see Ohtani's in the lineup, feel free, full steam ahead, throw them into your hit parlays and stuff like that. But as I've talked about before, I believe FanDuel's the only book out there where if a guy does not start but pinch hits at the end of the game, they will grade it as a win or a loss regardless of outcome. And that would honestly suck. It's like taking a basketball player's over in points, having them not play the whole game, and then they throw them in the last like 3 minutes. Like, hey, go out there and get your over in points. And yeah, you just don't want to do that. So avoid FanDuel if you can until you see Ohtani's in the lineup. I say that because Ohtani did have like a weird, he looked like he had a back injury after his last swing. The manager said it was nothing too concerned, and I'm not too concerned about him today. Now let's talk about Ohtani. Obviously clutched up yesterday. Asked him to do it again, and it's going to be a little bit of a tougher matchup, but he's going to go up against Domingo Germán, and I'm confident he can get it done regardless. He's expected to start for the Yankees, 4.32 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP. I mean, you look at Germán on the road, 4.61 ERA, that number going up. And if you remove his perfect game against the A's, that ERA balloons to a 5.91 on the road. Now, obviously, we're not just going to start picking, his great starts out, and here's his ERA and the bad starts. Obviously, that perfect game exists, but that was also against the A's, one of the worst offenses in this league. I'm confident that that the Angels offense can get to him today. And Germán is coming off a great start, 6 innings pitched, only 1 hit allowed and 1 earned run. And it just feels like if you look at his game logs over the past 2 months, rarely do we see Germán string together, 2 great starts. We see, a start where he throws a perfect game, then gives up 9 hits the next game. The last game, only 1 hit. So maybe he gives up some hits. Over-under in this game is 9.5, and I don't expect the Yankees to have to do everything on their own. And this is also Germán. Rarely, unless he's throwing a perfect game, do the Yankees let him go past 6 innings pitched. They really try to limit him there. And this is the Yankees bullpen that I talked about before is pretty taxed. But you look at Ohtani, has seen Germán once. 0 for 1 lifetime, so not really a lot of sample size there. But as I talk about the pitches, Germán throwing 41% curveball, 31% fastball, 26% changeup. You look at Ohtani splits versus those pitches, a 289 expected batting average versus the curve, a 354 versus the fastball, and a 281 versus the changeup. I mean, in addition to great splits versus those pitches, you look at a guy like Domingo Germán has struggled with hard hit balls. When the ball gets hit, this is the guy that's been giving up the hard hit balls. Now, he does have some higher whiff percentages than you saw out of Severino yesterday, but still, Germán, 39th percentile in hard hit percentage, 35th in barrel percentage. Now, he does have a high whiff rate, so he's able to miss some bats, but when the bat is on the ball, normally good things happen, and Ohtani's been a guy that's obviously been swinging the hottest bat in baseball this year. You look at Ohtani, 93rd percentile in hard hit percentage and 97th in barrel percentage. Like I said, I don't have to tell you how good he's been so far this year. And look, if Germán, he has the put-away pitches, but if you can't get those put-away pitches for Ohtani to swing and miss, we could see him make some good contact against Germán. And like I said, this Yankees bullpen is struggling still. They had to use 3 guys yesterday. Some of them threw about 30 pitches. It's a depleted, very tired Yankees bullpen rotation. So maybe Ohtani just can't do it against Germán. We still got some chances late in the game. Ohtani's probably going to bat second in the lineup. And assuming that maybe the Yankees can get up some runs on Patrick Sandoval and the Angels bullpen, hopefully the Angels have to hit for 9 innings. And we should see Ohtani have at least 4 plate appearances, potentially 5 if they're losing in this one. So I really like Shohei. I think he get it done, get us another 2+ bases. And if he hits it today, probably run it back again tomorrow because the guy's just been scorching hot. Now, of course, I mentioned at the top of the show, Dinger Tuesday plays, and let's dive into him. This is another guy that I really considered for 2+ bases, but I'll just sprinkle on his Dinger, and that's for him to hit a home run. This is the FanDuel promo. I'm going Manny Machado, plus 340 on FanDuel. think he's got a good chance. Like, he's been scorching hot in July, hitting 8 home runs this month. Has gone 2 straight games without a homer. The Phillies just decided to walk him, and I can't blame him, but I think Manny gets it done. Now, Logan, I'll let you talk about your guy who's already up on the screen. It's a teammate for a guy I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but who are you going with today?
Yeah, I'm targeting Austin Riley in this Braves game. He's plus 320 odds currently on FanDuel there. I really do think there should be lots of run opportunities. Obviously, to me, when you want to make the most out of this Dinger Tuesday promo, you want to obviously target games with probably home run potential. There's definitely some home run potential for this Atlanta Braves team. I don't need to tell you that. Austin Riley, I think, that has a really good matchup versus Zach Davies in that one. So I'll take him as my Dinger Tuesday play. But for my game pick, yeah, you know, I'm done with the earned run props. The fact that Logan Webb won't even stand a chance to come out today, that's tough, right? He ends on 2 and ends on the hook right there. But we're going to take the Brewers plus 1.5 in this one. Minus 110 odds on Caesars currently your best value. Yeah, they're facing the Phillies today. I'll take the road underdog plus 1.5. I think there's a lot of value in taking the plus 1.5 run line, especially with the road underdog, because if they win outright, still cash this bet. Or if the home team wins in dramatic walk-off fashion, most likely you do win this bet, right? There's multiple pathways to victory. It's hard to cover the minus 1.5 as the season goes on. Who's starting for the Phillies today? It's Aaron Nola. 4.39 ERA and a 1.11 WHIP. Last time I tried fading Aaron Nola, he cooked the Tampa Bay Rays in a disgusting manner. He had one of his best starts ever, I think. So it would be on brand if he did that once again today, but he's yet to find any consistency this year. Look at Aaron Nola. His last 3 starts, 4-1 and 4 earned runs. I don't know how you back him confidently and say, yeah, I'm definitely getting the 1 earned run type performance. I think facing a sneaky Brewers offense, he could be in trouble today. The Brewers offense hitting 266 this month. They're finally, to me, looking like a really solid offensive option. That's always been my hesitancy to back the Brewers. It's like, yes, they sometimes have the pitching, but do they ever provide run support for their starting pitchers? I think they finally have. And they have 2 of the hottest hitters in baseball on their team right now. You got Christian Yelich, who's 10 for 30 lifetime against Aaron Nola coming into this game. He's hitting 356 in July. You've got William Contreras, 4 for 15 against Aaron Nola. He's hitting 429 in July. So you got 2 really hot bats. The question is, if they get production from Weimer, Terang, and Monasterio, that should be enough for the Brewers to definitely maintain, being competitive in this one and covering the plus 1.5. They could even win outright depending on how much those guys produce. Those are some of the young bats that I'm like, they're kind of the unknown, but I'll take a chance on them today. I think they should, see Aaron Nola well. And you know what? Aaron Nola just hasn't been missing a ton of bats this year. That's why he is inconsistent with those 4 and run type games. I mean, I'll take my chances with the Brewers bringing the bats today. Now, who's starting for Milwaukee? It's Julio Teheran. 3.64 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP for Teheran. You look at his ground ball percentage. This is what I like. 43.3% ground ball rate this year. That's the highest of his career. He's not a huge strikeout guy, but he is able to hopefully get the ground balls. And the ground balls against the Philadelphia Phillies. Look, I'm a Phillies fan. I go to the Phillies games, every so often. I live in Philadelphia. I'll tell you right now, the ground ball double play is exactly what keeps this offense mediocre sometimes. Because when it's going good, it's going great. When they're getting the Schwarber bombs and Bryce Harper's getting those extra base hits, that it's going great, right? But when it's not going great, and we've seen it much of the year. The Phillies have 3 players in the top 20 in the National League in terms of grounding into double play. Trey Turner, Marsh, and Schwarber, all in the top 20. It's kind of weird to see 3 teammates all in that top 20. It's because I know what my eyes see. They constantly ground into double plays, and if Tehran's getting the ground ball today, they could be in trouble. I'm just saying, he could definitely keep them down today. And, one of the main reasons I also like this bet, I like the Brewers bullpen more than the Phillies bullpen. Look at the bullpen ERA the last 7 days. I know this obviously stretches into the All-Star break, but you got the Phillies with a 5.63 ERA. You got the Brewers with a 0.00 bullpen ERA. So it's kind of going back to their last series. The Brewers were lights out against the Reds once their bullpen came in. And the Phillies, to me, I'm just going to call it for what it is. They kind of got lucky the Padres bullpen was selling because their bullpen wasn't a whole lot better. There was still hits and run opportunities in their bullpen. I think the Brewers bullpen is the better option. So the question is, can they bring the bats a little bit? Can they, give us enough run support to cover this run line? And I do think they will today. So I'll go ahead and take the Brewers on the +1.5 run line. But Austin, what else you got for us?
Yeah, so I got another player prop. I do want to touch on the Brewers pick. I mean, you talk about Teheran. A guy I compare him to is a guy like Severino, who came in yesterday, 2 terrible starts in a row, had a couple weeks off just because of the All-Star break, and then he pitched obviously pretty well yesterday. Very similar to Teheran. I mean, the last 2 starts, 7 and 6 earned runs, but hasn't pitched in 2 weeks. So hopefully he's fixed some things and is ready to go. But as for my base prop, I'm going to go to a guy that, like I talked about, is a teammate of Austin Riley, Logan's Dinger Tuesday play. And for the Dinger Tuesday, we only recommend sprinkling on them. They're just Dinger Tuesday plays. We're just playing them for the promo for fun. But let's talk about this guy. It's going to be Matt Olson of the Atlanta Braves, over 1.5 bases, currently -115 on DraftKings. Now, personally, for any base prop, never played over -130. I wanted to play Acuna today, but he's -145, and I just can't do that for a base prop. But you look at for starters, like Logan talked about with this Dinger Tuesday play, the over-under is 10.5. They're clearly expecting some runs, and I think hopefully Austin Riley and Matt Olson are helping the runs come out here. And look, Olson on the year, you're looking at his stats, he's been pretty solid. Obviously, this Braves offense needs him in there, and he's been really good. 258 on the year is batting average, 30 home runs, 18 doubles, and 2 triples in there as well. And I mean, you look at July, he's hitting pretty well too, hitting 349 this month. Obviously, you don't have a ton of sample size in there because of the All-Star break, but still hitting really well. 4 doubles, 2 home runs this month, and he's currently on a 7-game hit streak. So he's seeing the ball well. Now, something you can always be concerned about a guy like Olson is, could he get walked a bunch of times here? And he is 90th percentile on walk percentage. However, in the last 6 games, all of which he's had a hit in, hasn't had a walk. So hopefully he's maybe just not taking those walks. Maybe he's just getting the hittable pitches and he's hitting the ball. But either way, Olson might get walked today. It could happen here and there. Same for Ohtani. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets walked either. But still, at the end of the day, I like Olson's matchup today against Zach Davies and the Diamondbacks bullpen. Now, you look at Davies allowing a 298 batting average versus lefties this year, and that includes 10 extra base hits and 37 hits total in 124 total at bats. Now, obviously, Olson is a lefty, and you're looking at the pitches like we talked about. You always want to look at the pitches he's going to see. You're going to see Davies throw probably about a 29% sinker, 28% changeup, 26% four-seam fastball. But predominantly, those 3 pitches are coming Olson's way, and you look at his splits against them: 294, 239, and 294 expected batting average. So the 2 of his top pitches to hit are those 2 pitches in there, the sinker and the four-seam fastball. The changeup he's all right against, but those 2 sinker and four-seam fastball are by far his best pitches that, and he has a 68% and a 60% hard hit percentage against those 2 pitches, his hardest against any other pitch. So I look at those 2 pitches, and I think he can do some damage against him. I mean, a big thing about Olson is he hits the ball hard. I mean, I don't have to tell you that. If you look at his percentiles, 98th percentile in hard hit percentage, 98th percentile in barrel percentage. He's getting the barrel on the baseball, and he's doing good things with it. I don't have to tell you that. He's at 30 home runs on the year. Olson, also, what his kryptonite is sometimes he swings at some bad pitches, 17th percentile in whiff percentage. However, Davies hasn't really been getting a ton of swings and misses this year. Only 23rd percentile in whiff percentage, 14th in chase rate. So a guy's not getting missing bats. And if you're not missing Olson's bat, well, there's a good chance he's doing some damage with it. Like, I don't think Davies is going to get a ton of swings and misses. There's a reason this over-under is at 10.5. I think Diamondbacks can score some runs up on Bryce Elder as well. So I think that we got a good chance here for Olson, who normally bats in the 4 spot, to see 4 plate appearances at least, maybe even 5, depending on how high scoring this game is and how productive the rest of the Braves bats are being. But you look at a guy like Olson, like this is a guy that really has a lot of that power to get those extra base hits, which sometimes is the difference between, just getting 1 hit, just like Mookie Betts yesterday, or potentially getting 1 hit that is an extra base hit. Either way, look, if you were to look even harder in, Davies throws a lot of pitches, especially against lefties, that are more inside on the bottom of the plate, the bottom 2/3 of the plate. If you look at Olson's, hit charts, you see some blue and red. It's a really blue up, which blue is not really good at the top of the zone. So I think if you're going to pitch to Olson, you normally want to throw high. And I think that's where he gets a lot of his whiffs. But when you're throwing low and a sinker doesn't sink too well, Olson knows what to do with it. He can send it into the bleachers. There's a reason he's only like plus 280 to hit a home run. And hopefully it's a home run so that he helps Austin Riley, regardless if you take Austin Riley. If you take someone in the game, you'd get at least some of that Dinger Tuesday money back. So either way, I really think Olson's got a good chance to get us 2 bases. I like his matchup today. I think he's got a good shot for it. I like his over 1.5 bases. But Logan, you got any final thoughts before we head out of here?
No, let's get after it. Let's have some winning days. Let's string together some winning days. I'm getting, I get really tired of losing, just like you guys. I don't like seeing my bank account go down. So we're gonna get after it this week.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good day. No nerfy. Well, you did talk about one yesterday. Was that Twins Mariners one? That one did cash. And while I don't hate it today, it's just I don't want to come out here and force a play that I do not like. But we like all three of these plays today. Hopefully, it's a 3-0 card, a broom sweep, something that really gets us some momentum going, and hopefully we can turn that momentum into a couple consecutive winning days. But we love you guys. Thanks for all your support, regardless of the cold streak that we've been on over the past couple weeks. Let's have a great day. We'll see you guys back in tomorrow for some more picks. Austin Logan signing out. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.